Hey there friends, if you are on the debt-free journey right now, then this video today is for you. I want to show you a tool that will help motivate you and help you get out of debt faster. I'm Stephanie from SixFiguresUnder.com, where I share frugal inspiration and financial motivation to help your family get out of debt and reach your financial goals. If you've already started on your debt-free journey, then you probably have a target debt-free date in mind. Maybe you're hoping to pay off your student loans before your 35th birthday or pay off your enormous credit card balance before next Christmas. Your goal date can really motivate you to make significant sacrifices and do hard things to achieve debt freedom. What if, in addition to setting that magical date, you also knew how every additional payment brought that date closer? What if you could see how future additional payments would affect your debt-free date? I love playing around with numbers and seeing all the potential for future success, but most calculators don't do much more than one-time calculations. You can do some of these scenarios one at a time with standard debt-free calculators, but I hadn't seen one that manages multiple scenarios and gives you a place to personalize your big picture and track your progress along the way. I recently discovered Easy Budget's Debt Snowball Calculator. It's a great tool that lets you do all that and more. I would have loved a tool like this when we were paying off 6 figures of student loan debt. Seeing exactly how close you are to your goal is so motivating. Knowing the effect of the extra payments on your debt-free date is incredibly exciting. I'm convinced that the knowledge and motivation that this great tool provides will bring your debt-free date closer. Okay, come with me onto my computer right now and I will show you how the Debt Snowball Calculator works so that you can see what I'm talking about. Then I'll show you the features that I really love. Okay, this is what you see when you get into the Debt Snowball Calculator. We're just going to follow these numbers and enter our data and I'll show you what happens. So let's pretend that we have a Chase credit card and the balance is $12,956 and the interest rate is 24% and our minimum payment is $400. Let's have a Visa. Okay, we've got 4 debts in there. That's plenty to start with here. Over here in section 5 is where we'll enter when we're beginning this. So if you've already made your minimum payments on your debts this month, then you can enter this month as the starting month. If these balances that you just entered already reflect this month's payment, then let's move it to next month to start. So let's say we're starting in November 2019. And then in section 6 we're going to enter the standard monthly payment that we pay each month toward debt. Now this could be right here what's calculated as our minimums, $1,110. But if you've already paid off some other debts and you already have a snowball going, you can enter that in here. I'll show you both ways so you can see the difference. So if we're just going to pay the minimum, $1,110 a month, then it calculates all of this good information here and tells us if we just keep paying that much, just the minimums, we'll be debt-free in 69 months, which will be July 2025. Okay, now let's imagine that we already have a debt snowball going. Maybe we've already started and we've already paid off a credit card that had a $100 minimum payment, and so we've added that in. So besides these minimum payments, we have that. So let's say that we pay $1,210 a month. That's our regular payment. Then we'll be debt-free in 61 months, which is November 2024. Over here we can see the payoff date for each of our loans. And down here we see what the difference would be if we weren't using the snowball method. For example, if after we paid off this Chase credit card, we took this $400 and instead of snowballing it, instead of putting it toward the rest of our debts every month, we took this $400 and put it toward our vacation fund. So we took it out, and once we paid each of these off, we didn't pay that much toward debt anymore. Then we would be in debt till 2029. It makes a big difference to keep this money going toward debt. Now, if you're serious about becoming debt-free, you're going to want to put everything extra that you have toward your debt, whether that's, a little bit left over from your grocery budget, or you sell something on Craigslist, or you get a raise at work. You want to put all the extra toward your debt. That's what this yellow section over here will help you do, to plan for additional payments. Let's say in February you're expecting a tax refund of $2,000. So we'll put that in there and see what happens. That brings our debt-free date a little bit closer. Let's say you get an annual raise and that happens in July. So in July you're going to get an extra $300 a month on your paycheck. And we're going to take that, copy it, and put it all the way through, because we're not going to let, we're not going to let that $300 slip through our fingers and just go to entertainment or eating out. We're going to take that and proactively put that toward debt, not let it get lost in the shuffle. So we're going to add that for every month in the future, and as you can see, that brings our debt-free date even closer, just 46 months away. In Section 8, you can enter your actual amount paid toward debt that month, including your minimum payments. When a number is entered in this column, it will trump whatever was predicted in Section 7. So our regular monthly goal is to put $1,210, but let's say we sold something on Craigslist and we had extra in our grocery budget, and we ended up with $200 extra that went toward debt that month. So we paid $1,410 that month. Okay, and the next month we had a little bit extra from our side hustle job, and we paid $300 extra. So we did $1,510 that month. Then January, we'll say we just did the minimum, we did $1,210, and then when February came, our tax refund actually was more than we were expecting. It was $3,000. So in total that month, we paid $4,210 toward debt, which brought our debt-free date a little bit closer. This is where I think it's really exciting. It's really motivating to get all the extra that you have in your budget, to save in certain categories so that you can put extra toward debt and just put more than your minimum each month and see how it affects your debt-free date. Your debt-free date won't necessarily change each month, if you're just putting a little bit extra, or if you're just paying the standard, which you said over here in part 6. Even if your debt-free date isn't getting closer, you can see that you're on track and you're gonna get there. So let's say when it came to February, this $2,000 tax refund that you had told the calculator here that you were gonna put toward debt in the future, it comes along and you found a really great deal on a cruise that you're gonna go on with friends, and you take that $2,000, go on a cruise, just pay your minimum in debt. Now your debt-free date is further behind. You were August 2023, now it's October 2023. So you'll be able to immediately see how these decisions will affect your debt-free date. Tracking your debt-free date is how you're going to improve. You'll be motivated by seeing the numbers, by seeing them go up and down. In case you haven't noticed, I'm pretty sold on the awesomeness of this debt freedom tool. I think that having all the information about current debts and payments and seeing what difference future payments can make can really help keep up your enthusiasm in a debt-free journey that can be pretty draining sometimes. I'd even say that keeping this connected to your debt will probably make you pay it off faster. If you aren't convinced, let me share the features that I love most. You can see the effect of actual payments on your debt-free date. While Section 8 of the spreadsheet is considered optional, it's one of my favorite parts. In Section 8, you enter the amount you actually pay toward debt, including minimum payments, during the month. If you're anything like us, some months are stellar and other months you just manage the minimums. By entering your actual debt payment, you can see how your debt-free date is actually affected. The next thing I really love is that you can predict the effect of future regular or lump sum payments. I love playing with various scenarios as I dream of debt freedom. What if I got a $500 per month raise and put all of it toward debt from here on out? How would that change our debt-free date? What if we put our entire tax refund toward our debt next February? When would our debt-free date be then? The third thing I love is that complicated calculations are totally automated. Doing all the math to figure out how each current or future payment toward debt affects your debt-free date is a royal pain. If you have multiple debts at different interest rates, it's even more complicated. The Debt Snowball Calculator takes all of these factors into consideration and spits out the information you need, and none of the numbers that you don't need. If you want to see more of the numbers, you can look under the Calculations tab. You can see the individual balances on a monthly basis for each of your loans and see how your snowball is being applied. The next thing I love is that you can decide on your debt payoff order. Whether you're paying off the loans from smallest balance to the largest balance, the highest interest rate to the lowest, or you're going in alphabetical order. The Debt Snowball Calculator takes care of all the details. You can even use it to decide which approach you want to take. After you have all your loans put in, you can sort the payoff order with a simple click and see how changing the order affects your debt-free date. You won't need to wonder if paying off the smallest balance versus the highest interest is making a huge difference in the big picture, because you'll be able to easily compare it yourself. Keeping motivation up while paying off debt, especially big debt, is hard. Being able to watch your debt-free date get closer with each additional payment is so inspiring. Because I know that this tool will be extremely helpful for all of my followers who are paying off debt, I talked to the creators of the Debt Snowball Calculator and got them to offer a coupon code just for the Six Figures Under community. If you follow the link in the description below and enter the code SMASHDEBT, all one word, you'll get 20% off, which makes the Debt Snowball Calculator just $13.59. I'm sharing this with you because I know that the motivation that you get from using the Debt Snowball Calculator will be totally worth it. I'm so excited for you to get motivated and get organized and get your debt paid off. You've got this!